Hey, I'm Steve from MoneySmartFamily.com, and today we're talking about how to buy used cars like a pro. Money Smart Family. I'm going to share with you how we've bought over 12 cars for either my wife and I or for our kids, and we've always gotten a great deal by using the system that I'm going to describe in this video. And at the end of the video, stay tuned because I'm going to give you a free used car buying checklist. Before I show you how we inspect a car, let's go inside and sit down by my computer, and I'm going to show you how we research what kind of car we should buy and what we should expect to pay for it. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more knowledge you have, the better deal you're going to get. We're talking about buying a new used car, and we're focusing on buying from a private seller rather than a dealer. But regardless of where you choose to buy your car, the first few steps in the process that I use to buy the cars that we buy will be the same. And the first step for us is that we are always saving money for car replacement. In our budget, which you can read about on our website, MoneySmartFamily.com, we set aside a certain amount every month for car replacement, knowing that we're going to eventually replace our cars. And about every 10 or 11 years, we do that. We've never had a car payment. We like to pay cash for cars. And if that means we only buy a $5,000 car or a $3,000 car or a $15,000 car, that's what we're going to do. We're going to spend what we have. So step one, figure out what you have. The second step is to determine what you're going to buy. And to do that, I use Consumer Reports Used Car Buying Guide, and they publish one every year. And what I do is I look at the Used Car Buying Guide to check the reliability of different vehicles. Now, this is an old magazine. I don't use the magazine anymore. I actually get access to Consumer Reports online, and we do it for free through our public library, and I'll show you some of that information in a minute. But the Consumer Reports Used Car Buyer's Guide, they publish it once a year, will have 7 or 8 years worth of cars listed, and they'll rate them based on the quality of the car in different areas. So they talk about engine, minor and major repairs, cooling, minor and major transmission, drive system, fuel system, climate system, body, hardware, transmission, all these things. And these are based on responses from Consumer Reports readers about their cars. Now we're going to take a look at Consumer Reports online and see what kind of information we can get about different used cars from them to determine which model we want to pursue. So we just do a Google search. I do Phoenix Public Library Consumer Reports. That takes me right to this page. Click here and you're in Consumer Reports online. Once I get into that, I typed in Used Car Buying Guide, and that took me to this option here, where I can put any car in that I want, and I can see historically how they rated it. They rate them on a scale of 0 to 100, and as you can see here, they're different cars and different ratings. They rate a Toyota Camry a 93, and they give reasons why, and these are all new cars. But if you want to see a specific car, let's say let's do a Toyota Camry, and let's see 2008, or any year, but let's go 2008, and let's see how they rated 2008 Toyota Camry. They said it got 25 miles to the gallon. There were 8 recalls. This is an average price that you can expect to pay. Overall reliability was about 63%. Owner satisfaction 4 out of 5. Quiet ride. Then it shows you how they fared over the years with different ratings. And they're all pretty good, but there are a few years that you may want to avoid because they had less than optimum ratings. And then they show you how it compares to other similar cars. So let's look at a Chevy Impala. So here's a 2008. There's the price range. Overall reliability, they're putting it at a 30 out of 100, which is far below a Toyota. And then they compare other cars. I guess it's a little bigger than a Camry, so they're comparing it to an Avalon. And they show you over the years the reliability. So that's how we use Consumer Reports to help us determine which vehicle and year we should buy. One other thing I didn't mention earlier is that we also talk to our local mechanic when we're considering a car, if it's up between a couple of cars, we'll ask them, what do you think about the difference between a Corolla and a Camry, or a Malibu and a Camry? Because they're working on these cars all the time, and we've gotten some very good insight from our various mechanics to let us know which car we should lean towards when we're searching for a new car. The next place we go, once we've decided what car we want, is to determine whether we can afford the particular year that we're looking at in Consumer Reports. What we'll do is we'll go to kbb.com or edmunds.com, and we'll look through their used car valuation guide, and that way we can basically look up specific year, model, features that we want to buy and get a reasonable price for buying from a private seller. So this is what it looks like when we do that. Our first stop to find out what the value of a car that we're looking for is to go to Kelley Blue Book, kbb.com. And we're going to go to My Car's Value. We're going to pretend that we already own the car and we want to see what we can sell it for. So you go here, My Car Value. We're going to put in the make and model. So we're looking at a 2008 Toyota Camry. And we bought that car with 130,000 miles on it. We paid $5,500 for it. Let's see what it's worth today if someone were to buy that car. It's an XLE 4-door. We're going to select our options. It's a 4-cylinder automatic, braking, traction control, ABS. I don't know if it has ABS. Yeah, it does. It has ABS. Tilt wheel, power steering. The interior has AM, FM, multi-disc, JBL premium sound. Does not have Bluetooth wireless. Anti-theft power windows, cruise control, power door locks, dual power seats. Does not have leather. The exterior, dual airbags. I don't think it has side airbags. It does have alloy wheels. Has a moonroof. It has fog lights. The color is gold, but we're just going to say beige. What we're interested in doing, we're interested in selling my car. So it's in very good condition. So we're going there. We go here, and now it's going to give us some options. And we paid $5,500 for that in 2018. This is crazy. So the private party value is about $7,000, $7,100. So that gives me an idea. Now we're going to jump over to another option. This is edmunds.com. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to by year, make, and model. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go 2008 Toyota Camry. See your car's value. Okay, let's select the style. It's a XLE 4-door 2.4 4-cylinder. Okay. Continue. It is desert sand mica. I guess that's gold. Does not have any of these things. Nope. 130,000 miles. Clean condition. Has the car ever been in an accident? Yes. How many fender benders? 1. 0 serious accidents. No frame damage. No flood damage. No smoking. Any interior parts broken or inoperable? No. Any rips or tears? No. Cloth seats. Any adverse smells? No. Does the vehicle starts and drives? Yes. Any mechanical issues? Warning lights on the dashboard? No. Has the odometer ever been replaced? No. Any fluid leaks? No. Any mechanical repairs needed? No. Any panels in need of work? No. Any panels, other windows? Any damage? No. Major rust? No. Does the windshield? No. Has there ever been fire damage? No. How old are the tires? Less than 2 years old. Do tires need to be replaced? No. Are there any issues with the wheels? No. Does it have key fobs? Yes. 2. Okay, modifications? No. Clean title. Is the vehicle owned outright? Yes. Yes, the title's in our possession. No other issues. I'm not going to put the license plate number in. Don't have your license plate. Get appraisal without a VIN. Okay, see your car's value. Oh, we have to enter our email address. Okay. Okay, let's see the car's value. Appraisal report. They're saying my car's value is $4,200. interesting that we have a difference of $3,000 between Kelley Blue Book. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look and see what people are selling them for. Once we know the approximate price of what we're looking for and that it matches what we have saved, now we start looking for the car. So that's the third step, is looking for the car. And we use the following resources. We use cars.com, OfferUp, and Craigslist. We're always looking to buy directly from an individual, not a dealership. Now, what's interesting is in Arizona and a few other states around the country, you do not pay sales tax when you buy a used car from a private seller. You do pay sales tax when you buy it from a dealership, but most of the time, as a matter of fact, all the times except for the last car we bought from a private seller. In Arizona and a few other states, you save somewhere between 7 and 9% of the cost of the purchase when you buy from an individual who's selling the car. So that's one of the main reasons I like to buy from a private seller. But there are other things we do to ensure that we get a good deal. So once we have determined, number one, the car, number two, the value that we're expecting, then we start looking. And what we're going to do for this example is we're going to look for a Toyota Camry, and we're going to try and stay in the $6,000 or $7,000 price range, and we're going to see what we can get. So I'll show you a few examples of what's available in Phoenix, Arizona for a Toyota Camry from a private seller. Before we do that, I want to show you the spreadsheet that I create when I'm looking for a car. So when I'm researching, I usually build a spreadsheet. And this was from 2018 when we did this research. I was looking between Toyota Corollas and Toyota Camrys. And these are actual listings that I looked up. These are from Craigslist, and Craigslist here, Craigslist, OfferUp. At the time I didn't go much further than that, but I'm going to show you what you can find now. This is the car we ended up buying right here. It was a 2008, had 132,000 miles on it, selling for $6,200. We got the price down to $5,500 after we had it inspected. Now I want to show you the actual listing, because it happens to still be up. This is the actual listing of the car we bought. Had 132,000 miles on it. He said it was a 6-cylinder, but it's really a 4-cylinder. He just had a few pictures on it. Now we've had it since 2018. It's now 2024, so we've had it for 6 years, and it's still in very good condition. So this is what I look at. I look at the year, the model, the mileage, the price, the location. I put the link in. I talk about whether it's got a clean title or a salvage title. Put a phone number or contact information. I put any other information, whether they're negotiable or not, and then other comments. I usually copy their description and write it down. Now, this is what I researched just today for this video. 2008 Camry, 135,000 miles. They're asking $5,600. We paid $5,500 6 years ago. This one has a salvage title, so I wouldn't be interested in buying that. But this one has a clean title. It's got 140,000 miles. It's 2008, $7,000. This one has a clean title. It's got 135. It's a hybrid, $5,500. I'd be interested in looking at that one. So let's take a look at that one. And they just have two pictures. No pictures of the interior, but he does say that it's got 2,836,000 miles, cold AC. It's got a 2.4 liter, $5,500, clean title. Tires are good, Bluetooth, excellent car, driven to Las Vegas with no issues or leaks. So that'd be one that I'd be interested in talking to the person and then possibly going and seeing. This one was very interesting. This is a Craigslist. These two are AutoTrader, autotrader.com. I just want to show you what AutoTrader listings look like. This is it. It gives you a lot of information, but you can go down and you can tell if it's a dealer or not. You can see more from this seller right here, and so you can tell if they're a dealer. So we're going to go to the white Camry, and this is how I tell if it's a private seller. I'll just look over here, and over in this corner they'll tell me the person's name. Click here, shows their other items. They are not a dealer. They don't have any other cars for sale. So that's how it works. Build a spreadsheet, make notes, call people, and then you eventually go and see them. Now that we have boiled the list down to the cars that we're most interested in, it's time to call the seller. On our used car inspection checklist, we have a list of questions to ask the buyer on the initial call. Things like, are you the original owner? Does the car have a clean title, or what kind of title does the car have? We usually don't like to ask yes or no questions. It's easier to get the person to tell the truth if they are given a question where it's kind of open-ended. Why are you selling the car? Do you have maintenance records? Could you share the VIN number? There are a couple of reasons you want the VIN number. There are a couple of websites where you can go to check whether there's been a recall on the car and whether it has a clean title. And you can do that before you even go and inspect the car. Then we also confirm the address. A lot of the websites that we search for cars on will give you a general area, but we ask for the major cross streets so we know where the car is located, and then we try to set a time to go and see it. Those are the initial questions we ask the buyer to qualify them to see if it's really something we want to go and see. And all the time in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I need to be able to walk away from this car. If the deal isn't exactly right, we're not in a rush. Remember, we've got cash and we just want to make a good decision. So we're not going to rush through this. We're going to take our time and we're going to ask a lot of questions before we even get to see the car. We are ready to go and inspect a car, and that'll be the next step. We'll work through our used car checklist by going outside and taking a look at the car, and maybe this will be the car that we're going to buy. So we are ready to check out a used car. And here are the things you want to bring with you. So bring the used car checklist and start filling out the information on it. 5 things to bring: flashlight, paper towel, a quarter, a magnet, and a dollar bill. And we're going to start by just walking around the car, and I'll show you why these other things are important. All right, we always inspect a car in the daytime. We did one at dusk and it was not a good thing. But the first thing you want to do is you want to kind of look down the side of the car and just take a look and see if you see any unevenness, irregularities, bumps, dents, that kind of stuff on the side of the car. Look down both sides. Right down the side. Get in close and then step out. Look at the tires, and this is where you're going to use your quarter. So you want to check the depth of tires, and really the easiest thing to do with tires is to look for the wear bar. These tires are fairly new, and with a quarter we put it in and you can see that it's significantly deep. Just keep going around the car. Look at the top. What you're looking for is any significant dents or indications that the car has been damaged. Different colors of paint, different textures of paint. Check out the back of the car. If you see any irregularities, this is where you take your magnet. And if there's been body damage and they've used a filler, the magnet won't stick. Which obviously the magnet will not stick to anything that's plastic. Then you take your dollar bill, and again we're checking to see if the car's been in any type of accident. And so use the dollar bill along the edge of the doors, and you pull, and it should pull evenly from every area. One area should not be looser than another. If it is, then that indicates that the door is bent, or the frame or the body of the car is bent, and there's been some type of accident. And this pulls out. It's not easy, but it's consistently smooth all the way around. So you can do that with each door. And you know, if the car pretty much checks out, it's pretty evident that it's not been in any accidents, then you don't have to check every door. Next, take your cell phone and put it on a selfie, and then come under to the underside of the car, and you can look under the car and you can see if there's any damage. You can take pictures, you can zoom in and zoom out, and we're going to recommend also that you do a check with a mechanic and have them put the car up on a lift. If you really want to, you can just lay down on the ground and look underneath. And this car is pretty clean. It's not dripping oil. Next, we're going to pop the hood and take a look under there. This is where your flashlight and your paper towel will come in handy. So take a look at the battery and see if there's any corrosion or buildup on the battery posts. Yes, we buy Walmart EverStart batteries. Read our article on that and why we do. They have one of the best warranties around. And check the coolant. Just check the gasket on the radiator cap, because these newer cars all have an overflow. It's not going to have any pressure. You want to check the oil, and what you're looking for here is whether the oil is real dirty or clean. And you're also going to ask the owner when the last oil change was, and to give you documents to show the maintenance they've done. With the flashlight, we check the serpentine belt. And this car has a fairly new alternator. These are motor mounts, and the motor mounts were just replaced, so those are in pretty good shape. Overall, you just want to look at the condition of the car, and again, you're going to take it to a mechanic to have them evaluate it too, but you're going to get a good idea looking under the hood of how well the owner maintained the car. This is the process that we've used to buy every one of our cars. If you follow our steps, you'll be guaranteed to get a pretty good deal. Now, I want to give you one more tip, and that is when you negotiate. I'm not going to go into negotiating tactics here, but there's a book that you would be well served reading, and it's called Never Split the Difference by a guy named Chris Voss. He talks about ways that you can say no to people, the ways that you can get people to say yes to you by being careful about what you say, knowing what you want in advance, and using his tactical empathy, mirroring, and labeling to help get the best deal. It'll work on cars, it'll work on business deals, it'll work on all kinds of things. So get the book, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, and study those techniques when you go out to negotiate with a car. Remember to pick up a copy of our used car checklist. Go in the show notes for a link to MoneySmartFamily.com, or just visit MoneySmartFamily.com and search for used car checklist. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and watch these videos next. What do I do over here? I can't.